Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
BoxingVoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just a body punching? When I was hitting him with body punching, I heard him, actually he was crying in there. You were saying that Biggs was crying when you hit him? When did that happen? And perhaps the fourth round on?
BoxingVoice.com.
So that you knew you had him by that time? Absolutely, but I knew he was tough and they're taking those punches.
Beyonce Productions.
Making women gestures like, oh.
Let's go, champ.
Good morning, TBV. What it do? We're back. And we're back a little earlier than normal. We have a Border Wars show scheduled today at 10 a.m. So I wanted to come with this breaking news. This is about 24 hours old. Errol Spence came out on his Snapchat and said that he'd be back summer 2020. Now, on his Snapchat, he said, "You can't break down what can't be broken. Been ready for 2020. Summer 2020, he indicated at the bottom. So he will be coming back. I guess the question is, versus who? Obviously, he's not injured to the level that we once assumed. But will the opposition be the true indicator of that? Should he be allowed to face some sort of tune-up level fight because of the accident, even though we don't know the seriousness of it and we didn't have any details? Watching the car itself, should he be allowed to fight, someone of lesser opposition, give him a comeback fight, a tune-up, see where he's at, see how the body works under the lights? Or should he jump in there with the likes of a Danny Garcia, who seems to be getting a fight in January, and I'm assuming can be ready for June or sometime in the summer, because summer 2020 doesn't necessarily mean June. It could be June, July, August. So yeah, a lot to think about. The best thing, the greatest news, is the breaking news itself, that Errol Spence Jr. is hinting at a summer return. The fact that he's good enough to come back, good enough to be speaking about coming back as early as this upcoming year, is only good news. It's only good news. But again, my question to you is, versus who? Is it a tune-up? Does he jump right back in there? Will Pacquiao jump out there and say, you know what, let me get him off of this injury? Definitely a lot to think about. But, this particular Snapchat obviously is following previous messages, all stemming from an October car crash that the unified welterweight champion had in Dallas. But I quote, "You can't break down what can't be broken." So he is feeling confident and ready. We had Brian Custer on the show not too long ago, and he hinted at Earl being back in the gym lightly, So the speculation of his injuries were probably overly exaggerated. But I can see why. Video of that car flipping the way that it did, you have to assume the worst. While wanting the best outcome for the young man, you must assume the worst because of the accident, the way that, you seen the car flipping. One would have never expected him to walk away, but that's been most of his messages, that he can't be broken. Mr. Unbreakable from the new series, right? Well, it's not new, but it's out with Bruce Willis. The point is, he's back summer 2020. He's the WBC and the IBF champion. Manny Pacquiao has no opponent. Crawford should be available if he gets past his December 14th mandatory. So there's a lot to think about. There is a lot to think about. But my question to you is versus who? Should he be allowed a tune-up? Should he get a Josecito Lopez or a I don't know, Jesse Vargas? Maybe. I don't know. Jamal James. Maybe. I mean, that would have been a good tune-up. That would have been big business. An Adrian Broner fight, but Broner won't be taking that. But yeah, that would have been a big fight. A big tune-up, kind of like what Pacquiao did. Where Broner has got that big name, he could bring in the people. But winning is a different thing, and we need to get Errol a big name tune-up. Someone that he could, like Canelo Alvarez fought Josecito Lopez. It was a big fight because it's Canelo Alvarez. We need to equally get him a big name to come back to in the welterweight division. So looking at the list of names on BoxRec that are available to Errol, I'll screen share that now. Let's see. Urgas, I guess, would be a good fight. Maybe a lot tougher than people would want as a tune-up. Thurman is out injured. Mikey kind of just waiting for that Manny Pacquiao fight. He's in the running. We spoke about that yesterday with Ken Porter. Sean's in the running. Danny's in the running. Garcia, Mikey is in the running. David Avanesian, not a bad name. Amir Khan, common opponent with Terrence Crawford. Now, that's a good tune-up. See, for Crawford, it was just a fight, so I didn't like it and talked bad about it. But for Errol, coming off of an injury, such a serious car crash, I think that Amir Khan is a great name. He's top 11 in BoxRec, and we know that he gets there because of his big name fights, not necessarily the competition, but the point is that he has a big enough name that it will at least be an event for Errol, and still a safe fight, right? Khan probably can't stop Errol, and vulnerable enough that Errol could probably still look good while not really being in danger. Lipinets is there, which is a common opponent with Mikey Garcia. He's also moved up, but he's highly ranked in the WBO. I think they're sending him to be, a martyr or something. He's going out there to fight Crawford, do or die. I like the Broner name. I don't know if they could get over the friendship for the sake of business. Look, Deontay Wilder and Malik Scott did it. Couple of friends got in the ring and let hands go when money was involved, Look, the check is a check, you know what I'm saying? So if you can get it, you should get it. Thomas Delorme. I guess that's not a bad name. Delorme, let's double check, but he's been in there with some names. Jesse Vargas got a draw. Yordani Ulgas beat him. You got Terrence Crawford that beat him. And you have Luis Carlos Abreu to give him his first loss at welterweight. I mean, I guess that's not a bad name for tune-up. Again, this isn't for a vacant title or anything like that. This is a tune-up. So I think that's not a bad name. Alexander Busbutin will be fighting today. Jamal James is in the family, the PBC family. I don't see any real danger there. That's a good tune-up. Anthony Young, and I don't know if this is a tune-up. I mean, it would be a bit of a long stretch if he could beat Errol Spence, but he is upset-minded. He did upset Saddam Ali, and he's been training with Chino Rivas, the trainer of Tevin Farmer and so many others, right? So he's been looking better, and has a bunch of wins. So but he's not as known as a Josecito Lopez or a Thomas Delorme. Now Earl's already fought Chris Van Heerden, and he's with Top Rank, no need. Now Sebastian Formella has that IBO. He's ranked number 20, 32 years old. Biggest name on his resume is Thelani Minge. This might be the guy. You snatch up that IBO just for shits and giggles. It's a tune-up, right? We think you're that good that this is a tune-up. So, you're just picking up another little trinket on the way, kind of like the Muhammad Ali trophy. Look at it however you want, but it can be dressed up as something, is all I'm saying. Rather than just a regular tune-up, rather than just him facing, someone you never heard of, we get the right name in there that, he'll still get tested, still make sure that everything is working with him well, but still get the win. Omar Figueroa is a great name. Omar Figueroa, his only loss comes to Yuldani Ulgas. He beat Errol Spence in the amateurs. He was a bit of a golden boy himself when Oscar first signed him, but he started to deteriorate in terms of skill. He only has that one loss and one draw, but it just looks like he won't be able to last on that elite level in the welterweight division. But he's from Texas. He's from Walesko, Texas. Earl is from DeSoto, Texas. They could do this in Dallas or in San Antonio and really draw, and it's a safe Errol Spence tune-up. It's a safe comeback. This is a safe comeback. So I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Again, because of the seriousness of the crash, I think that it's only right he gets some sort of comeback fight, a test the waters fight. And again, don't just do a test the waters fight that's obvious. You can dress it up and disguise it as an Omar Figueroa, as a Thomas Delorme, where those guys will come in to try and make their name and definitely try and lift the unified championship from Earl, but they're in a bit of a disadvantage in doing so or attempting to do so, which only helps Earl out in this tune-up comeback kind of, gray area that he is at. But Omar Figueroa is a decent name. I'm telling you, he's a decent name as a tune-up. He's ranked, like I said, number 23 on BoxRec. Not bad. Rashidi Ellis just picked up a win over Eddie Gomez. He's with Golden Boy. I don't know that this is the one. No one really knows him. Biggest win is Eddie Gomez by knockout and by decision. He's still building. Thelani Minge obviously suffered a setback to Sebastian Formella, so he's out of the running. Josh Kelly busy on the Matchroom diet. Ray Robinson, good name, but not really big enough. I think Earl could do better. Robert Guerrero was coming back. He has been back. He's fought Danny. He fought Mayweather. Not a bad name. Now we know he might end up retiring Guerrero again. But, it is what it is. Good name, though. Bring in some sort of fans and viewers. You got John Molina there, still in the 49. I don't know. Maybe Molina. But again, Molina's upset-minded. He's going to be throwing some heavy leather at Earl. I don't know if that's what they are looking for at the moment when you just want to test Earl out, see what he's still got and stuff like that. But yeah, man, this is just a quick little breaking news report on Errol Spence, hinting that Summer 2020, he's got a ring return. My question is versus who? I've given you a few options, and honestly, if they're listening, which we know they are, even Ken Porter confirmed it yesterday and said, I got to be careful what I say because they say they're not listening, but we know they are. Yeah, I mean, I would say my pick for PBC and Errol Spence is Omar Figueroa. I mentioned Thomas Delorme, who's higher ranked. He gave Vargas a tough fight, maybe too tough of a fight that Earl needs right now. Figueroa, he bends down at the waist. He gives up his height. He's had issues with his hands. He's not the biggest puncher. That's probably the best comeback tune-up that Earl can get for Texas, for a hometown. You dressing up this tune-up as a hometown fight. He's defending both his titles in his hometown. He gets his voluntary out the way. It's in his hometown. He fights another Mexican-American, another Texan. It makes big business sense. It makes big business sense, I'm telling you. If they can do it. Now, let's assume that he is truly Mr. Unbreakable, the bionic man. Well, in the summer, the biggest, best options would be Terrence Crawford, Manny Pacquiao, Sean Porter rematch, Danny Garcia first fight. Obviously, those are the best possibilities for a summer return if he was a 1,000%. But that is a bit of a stretch. But if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I just did. I turned it from 39 to a measly 40 thumbs up for this extra early morning breaking news show. I mean, look, it costs you absolutely nothing to hit that thumbs up, absolutely nothing to share the show and help us grow, to ensure that we keep bringing you these very important interviews. Each episode the past few weeks has had numerous interviews throughout. So don't forget to tune into every single episode, because you just never know what sort of treat we're going to have rolled up somewhere in the middle of that episode, because we are making it our job to get as many interviews as possible, just keeping the show as entertaining as possible, and trying to reach as many boxing fans as possible, letting them know this is a place where all boxing fans can come to express their frustrations, celebrate, tell you who their favorite fighter is, whatever. We're thinking of doing a live fight chat for the Jean Joulet heavyweight fight versus, I forgot who he's fighting, Rudenko, and any other live fight chats that might be out there. The Bomac interview, bro, honestly, I don't even remember what episodes are which, that's why I'm telling you, just got to listen to them all, man. But Bomac, I don't know. I think we had 2 interviews on that day too, so it's just hard. I'm doing, 7 days a week, and I'm also doing multiple times a day. So just, sometimes it is a little bit difficult to remember every single episode and, who was on it. But yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this one. It was just a quick little breaking news report letting you know that the Bionic Man in Texas will be back. Still has both straps. We heard from Mauricio Suleiman on this very show that Earl's medical report indicated to the WBC that he would be able to fight sometime in the first quarter. Earl comes out now and says summer 2020. You got Ken Porter wanting some sort of interim maybe if Earl can't fight, but Earl, coming out, he's here. He's saying, I'm going to fight. So the question again is, versus who? Put that in the comment section. Let me know who you think he should come back for. Remember, my number 1 pick is Omar Figueroa, big business in Texas. Mexican-American guy coming off of a loss to a common opponent with Porter and Udani Ulgas. Perfect. Absolutely, Southside Ducey. We are doing Border Wars. It will be at 10 o'clock as always. But yeah, this was just a quick little breaking news. Let you know he's back. Everything seems to be okay. Errol Spence hints at a summer 2020 ring return. So you can't break down what can't be broken. His quote, end quote. NestGTO, Instagram and Twitter. Catch us on the next one. Border Wars, 10 a.m. Peace.